One of the things that I'd like to talk to you about is something that I'm very confused by. When you played Deep Blue back in the late 1990s, and the world
96 and 97.
Right.
Let's be precise.
All right, mid to late 90s. The world watched in a way that it probably hadn't watched a chess match since Fischer versus Spassky. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, it's a fair statement. I think that this was the most visible chess event in history.
Right.
Because it was not just chess event. It was the pinnacle of this human versus machine competition that was so fascinating for general public for decades. This match was and is still surrounded by a very thick fog of mythology. And again, what to expect? It was a machine, and that's just people think, oh, it was unique accomplishment because it was a dawn of AI. Look, I mean, Deep Blue was not intelligent at all. This was not more intelligent than your alarm clock, a very expensive one, $10 million a piece. But the truth is that the machine that played chess in 1997 did not have to be intelligent at all. Because at the end of the day, it's not about being intelligent. It's not about replicating human process, just it's the following the way we're making our decisions, but it's about making fewer mistakes. That's it. That's something that is so. This is actually the most relevant lesson of 1997 match. And also remind people I won in 1996.
Right.
And IBM then chickened out. They didn't want to play the third match because proved that at that time I was still stronger.
Such pussies.
Yeah, no, but look, it's a good business decision.
Okay.
As I explained in my book, Deep Thinking, it was a good business decision because they knew that in 1997 Deep Blue was it's a very powerful force, but compared to just to machines today, it was just just a novice. I mean, it's just today. To understand what's happened over the last 20 years,
yes,
it's Deep Blue in 1997 was the unique project of IBM.
Right.
Millions and millions of dollars invested in one of the largest corporations on this planet. Today, you can buy a chess engine online and download on your laptop. And this computer, this chess device,
right,
will be much stronger than Magnus Carlsen, the current world chess champion.
Right.
So, and if you have specialized hardware for the same, engines like Stockfish, Houdini, Komodo, the difference in strengths between these devices,
right,
specialized hardware, and Magnus Carlsen,
right,
it's about the same as between Usain Bolt and Ferrari.
Fantastic.
So Deep Blue in 1997 was not that good. So
do we know if we took that exact software, and you guys keep track of, in some sense, how good something is by these ELO ratings?
Yes.
So what would its ELO rating today be relative to the top player?
Okay, I think we can just thank you very much for just bringing the numbers, because audience always likes numbers. So my highest rating, my peak rating was 2851. 2,851. Now, Bobby Fischer's highest rating was 2785, but in 1972. So you always have to remember that it's the inflation was and still is a factor.
Well, it's a relative system. It has nothing to do with chess itself.
No. It's just basically you perform well, you add points. You don't perform well, you lose points.
And the point value predicts how likely you are to beat something with a different score.
If we play against each other, we have the same rating. So that's why and I do let's say I beat you 6-4. So that means I add 10 points. So
you take away a little from me.
10 points. If we're this now, if the gap between us 200 points,
right?
I think it's 230 points. I should score 80%. I think that's just from the top of my memory.
Got it.
So and it's predictions based on the difference in our rating.
Right.
And then so I do better than predicted. So I add points, whereas I lose points. So go back to my absolute absolute record was 2851. Fischer was 2785, but remember that when Fischer reached this phenomenal height,
right,
there were no players in 2700,
right,
and there were very few players 2600. So this
was a big gap.
It was a huge gap. So this is 2785 in 1972 probably was over 2900 today. So though probably my 2851 in 1999 as well. Magnus Carlsen, highest rating was 2882. Now he's about 2840. So he's still traversing this 2800 category.
Right.
There are only few players actually cross 2800 into these days, and they're at the range of 2810, 2820. If when I played Deep Blue, so I was 2800 plus. Deep Blue's objective strength was probably 2700 plus. But it's not about objective strength, it's about how you play in this very game and how many mistakes you make. Now, today, if you have these chess engines on a specialized hardware, that will be probably 3400.
It's amazing.
3400.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's not because they have...
But I want to ask this different question, which is, if we took the exact machine and the software, we took it out of mothballs from 1997, what do we think its ELO rating would be today?
Is Deep Blue?
Yes, the old Deep Blue.
But old Deep Blue, I said, it's this 20, maybe 2800, but not more. Because it's
so Magnus Carlsen would be expected. The reason I ask is
it will be a competition. I mean, this is Deep Blue. Again, I could have beaten Deep Blue if we went a certain match.
Yes.
I would be a favorite because I really learned a lot about it.
Well, this is the thing is that I thought was so inspiring is that you talked about how we learn from these computers, that the humans are getting smarter.
It's not about it's machines make huge progress.
Right.
It's machines today. They are so much. I'm not sure I can say smarter, but it's more advanced.
Right.
And because don't forget, Deep Blue was it was not just a chess project. It was a project of parallel processors. So they had 256 processors. Each of them was a mini computer that could make 1.5 million positions per second. So combined, they could reach phenomenal speed of 200 million positions per second. 200 million, which again today it's not impressive. It's not that impressive. But these chess devices we just discussed on your laptop, they will not be faster than 5-6 million positions per second. So they're not as fast, but they are far more advanced because they don't have to be that fast. It's not about calculating, because chess is, some people don't recognize, chess is mathematically infinite, almost infinite game.
Functionally infinite from our perspective.
Functionally infinite, according to Claude Shannon, one of the founding fathers of computer science. The number of legal moves in the game of chess,
40 something.
10 to 46 power.
Okay, 10 to
46 power. That's it's just this number is just kills imagination.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's not about calculating only, but it's also about quote unquote understanding. And the programs today, they are so much advanced.
All right, but
there's no question. You cannot even touch them. So that's because even strongest players, they will be badly beaten. Now, if you have a free chess app on your mobile phone,
yes,
that's probably as good as Deep Blue,
right,
thanks to the Moore's law.